So what's your comment on the ordinance announced by the Goa cabinet today?
See, the Goa cabinet has proposed to introduce Article 31A, which I am reading the press note, and it says this provision will empower the administrator of comunidades to investigate cases where the land granted for a specific use has been used for other purposes than originally granted after passing of this amendment. Upon detecting unauthorized use, the administrator will issue a show cause notice to the grantee or individual in possession of land, allowing them to explain their position. Based on the findings of the inquiry and considering all the submissions, the administrator will have the authority to order reversion of the land back to the comunidad with the approval of the government. And then it says to prevent further misuse during inquiry process, the administrator of comunidades will have the authority to issue an order restraining the use of the land for any purpose other than the one it was granted for. Additionally, once such a restraining order is passed, no authority including the town planning department and the development authority, municipal council, village panchayat or city or Panaji corporation will be permitted to issue any permissions, clearances, approvals or NOCs for the land in question. I think this is a sugar coated pill, and I am going to tell you why very briefly. First, lands which are granted, the Comunidad under Article 30 has the power to grant land on amphitheoses, which is a long term lease, which is an affirmament, a long term permanent lease, you must know this, and it even has power to sell the lands under Article 34F. Now, what is the status of the land? The moment the grant is made, they are given and approval is obtained by the government. Temporary possession, which is provisional possession, is handed over to the allottee. The allottee has to bring that land to use within 4 years for what it was granted, 1/5 of that land, and once he gets that brought to its use, he applies for definitive possession, and once he gets definitive possession, the comunidad cannot revert that land. He has full rights of an owner subject to payment of 4. Only time when the land can be reverted is when it is in the stage of provisional possession till the stage of definite possession. Till that stage, 1 year plus can be granted by the comunidad, that means 4 plus 1. Beyond that, no, and it can be reverted. But after it definitive possession is granted, nothing can be done. In Basilia Gomes judgment, High Court has held this. In Comunidad of Shikali versus Zuari Agro, our High Court has reaffirmed. And once again there was another judgment, Comunidad of Shorao, where the High Court reiterated this position which I am speaking, that once definitive possession is granted, the land absolutely vests in such a allottee, and upon remission of the 4, he becomes absolute owner. Now, why did I say this is a sugar coated pill? Because if the law has conferred full rights on such allottee, how does this amendment seek to deprive the owners, those people, of the rights? It may have been granted for one purpose, but the rights of an owner, the rights of property known in jurisprudence includes not just right to enjoy, but to use it forever, whatever it is. And it is well settled. Once the land vests in me, it vests absolutely in me, and the comunidad has no right. If the government genuinely desires to amend the code to protect these lands from being changed from one purpose to another, it will have to amend that law of Code of Comunidades retrospectively. Please don't forget, there are two kinds of lands. One is agricultural land, other is non-agricultural land. If land which is agricultural has been given, those people have claimed tenancy and taken over those lands. The comunidades are divested of those lands. Chapter closed. Agricultural lands are not being used, cannot be used for any other purpose other than agriculture, tenanted agricultural lands. If they are non-agricultural lands, which are not given to a tenant, and they are given for non-agricultural purpose, let us say for building a house, a big plot of land was given, he has built a house, and today he wants to build a complex inside there. It's also a house, it's a housing project. What is wrong? He may build a complex which is commercial and residential. So what is wrong? How does it meet this purpose? You build many villas inside that plot. Is it not residential purpose? Would you call it change of zone, change of user? So not a zone, change of user from the original grant. This is a mockery. I don't think this will have any effect. This will be only to drag the matter until the next elections come, and to play, to trumpet aloud that here we are so much with the people, we want to do something good. If you want to do good, we will recommend to you, amend the code retrospectively to curtail those rights, because lands of comunidades have been given at concession without auction. Those with auction are being given at market rate. Some of those market rates have been fixed, you may be knowing it. Only one bidder comes and he bids very low and the committee has agreed. I have heard instances of certain comunidades having rigged those auctions, and therefore we need to put brakes on this right now, and the government needs to bring a proper amendment and not this kind of an amendment which will take us and the comunidades nowhere. Otherwise, I simply look at this ordinance as an eyewash, an attempt to take people off Goa for a ride.